shift the gears without starting the engine. This is a neutral. Second, third, fourth, fifth. That's it, sixth gear. Next, we're going to remove the valve cover guards. You need to use a T30 Torx bit on this. It's one at the bottom as well. That's it. Just 3 T30 bolts and the cover comes off. Don't lose these, guys. That's it. There's a screw here at the bottom which you need to remove. Yeah, it's a T30 as well. So once you remove that, this cover comes out as well. Let's do the same on the other side. So this is the special tool to remove the spark plug. That's it. Easy. Okay, you can just leave it on like that. What? Oh no! Someone broke it. Oh no, the coil pack is broken. Oh man, someone broke the coil packs. You can see here there's an oil leak. We need to change the gaskets on the valve cover. So on both sides there was slight oil leak. So next we remove the bottom coil pack. Next we're going to remove the spark plug from the top. Just use a 16 mm socket. So they've used good spark plugs. It's NGK. Hopefully it's original. Okay, now we need to remove the bottom spark plug as well. This is the bottom spark plug and this is the top spark plug. Both are from NGK. DCP R8EKC. Alright, so the next step is to remove the valve cover. You need to keep an oil pan underneath because it's going to leak. The bolts that come on the valve cover are T40, it's not T30, it's T40. Yep, the valve cover is out. This was leaking actually, so we need to replace this for sure. We need to check the condition of the valve cover gasket as well. They are reusable, so if it's in good condition you don't need to replace it. Oh, it's hard guys, it's hard. So it's better to replace this, I think. We need to remove the bottom coil pack. Just pull it down gently. You can rest this aside. Now we can remove the spark plugs. Again, these are genuine BMW parts. I can see BMW written on it, so which is a good sign actually that the bike's well taken care of. There's no leaks, but it's a bit hard. So this is actually my second attempt at doing this. The first mistake I did was the engine was warm when I did it because I changed the gears after starting the engine. So that was the first mistake. The second mistake was that I don't think I did proper top dead center. The top dead center should be exact, else this valve clearance would be wrong. And the third mistake is I think the valve clearance that I did was a bit loose. That's why the idle was rough. Also I was getting some ticking noise from this side of the cylinder. So hopefully let's see if we can fix those issues right now. We need to get top dead center. It's on 6th gear right now. Okay, it almost stopped. Now we'll do it gently. I think it's in top dead center, but we'll just confirm. And then it should go down again. Okay, I think this is top dead center. It's going back down. Okay, so this is top dead center. Yeah, and it is loose. So if it's loose here, it should be tight on the other side, so we need to check that. Yeah, it is tight here. Put the screwdriver inside here, and let's assume you think it's top dead center because it's not moving back and front with the wheel rotation. And then come to the right side here, just above the transmission fill plug. There's a hole over there. I inserted my 6mm hex key. So actually this hex key, if it's not in top dead center, you wouldn't be able to insert beyond this point. The 6mm hex key won't go inside because there's a hole there on the flywheel. It would just be behind here. So generally the hex key would be behind here, but if you achieve top dead center exactly, then this hex key should go inside that hole easily. It should go inside here. Yeah, there, see, the hex key went all the way inside, so it went beyond this point, so it means it's at top dead center. So it's 15mm on the intake side and 30mm on the exhaust side. So now we have perfect top dead center. So yeah, it's loose. Now we can adjust this side. We can remove the Allen key. So I removed the big Allen key. It's a 6mm Allen key which I used to find the top dead center. It's tight at the bottom, so clearly I made a mistake. It's very tight at the bottom. Now let's check the exhaust side. It's very tight, again tight at the bottom. It's loose on top and it's a bit tight at the bottom. You need a 10mm wrench like this and a 3mm hex key. Insert the 3mm hex key in the middle to hold the adjusting nut in place, and then loosen the 10mm nut with the help of the 10mm spanner. Now once the 4 locking nuts are loose, you can adjust the valve clearance with the help of the adjusting nut and the feeler gauges. So on the intake side, I'm actually using the 15mm feeler gauge and I'm adjusting the adjusting nut gently. The trick here is the feeler gauge should feel like it's passing through a magnet, and it should neither be too tight nor too loose. Honestly, it's not as easy as they show it on YouTube videos. It's much difficult than it looks. And once you think you got the perfect valve clearance and you go to tighten the locking nut, the value changes again and it becomes either too tight or too loose, so that's a big headache. You need to keep doing it till you get it perfectly. It took me 2 hours to finish the valve clearance on one cylinder. Even when you adjust the nut at the bottom, the value on top changes, so it's a bit annoying, but just be patient while doing this. Take your own time. So after almost an hour, I did the valve clearance. I tightened the 10mm nuts. As you can see, this is the intake side. Remove it and put it inside. Just very little effort and it should feel like a magnet. And when you push this, there should be no noise. But once you remove the feeler gauges, and then press it, there should be noise coming. I'm not sure if it's too much, but now let's do the same thing on the other side. And just like that, I completed the valve clearance on this side as well. Guys, it took at least 2.5 hours for me to complete this because I'm new to this. It's not easy if you're doing it the first time. And I'm still not sure if it worked for me. I'll only know after I start the engine and if the engine idles properly. Now the reassembly is just the reverse of how we took apart everything. So I'll show that in the next video along with the new spark plugs and the new gaskets. I just want you to remember that the spark plug's torque is 23 Newton meters and the valve cover bolt's torque is 8 Newton meters. So now let's start the engine. smooth. Smooth, it worked guys, it worked.